character, the behavior that exists in human around environment. Oh yeah, of course. In psychology, there's a social psychology. A social psychology studies individuals and their surroundings. We can learn it by two senses, as like sociology and social psychology.
The relationship between psychology and anthropology. Anthropology is the study of human as a social being. Anthropology also discusses human behavior, while psychology studies the human psyche by looking at human behavior and mental process. From the two definitions, we can see the relationship between anthropology and psychology, because psychology studies the soul, namely the human soul. Example of cultural with psychology in everyday life is how to behave so that we can have a position of self in the situation at hand. In applying this knowledge, the supporting factor needed is religion, where religion certainly teaches us to maintain the relationship between human and good. If we have a strong cultural foundation, then we will always be able to carry ourselves in society. The psychological approach in cultural anthropology is to relate variation in cultural pattern to the child upbringing, personality, habit, and values that may be a consequence of psychological factor and process.
Perhaps in your mind, full of inquiring minds, what does psychology have to do with politics? It turns out that psychology has to do with politics. In this case, what politics has to do with social psychology. In the politics of psychology server, to understand the behavior of political actors in order to socialize with society as well as to show the attitudes or response given by the community, so that the political person can learn them, so that the political preparator can give the community the best. The attitude that society show towards these political actors is defined by social psychology. One of the concepts of social psychology used to explain behavior for voting in the general election was the party identification. This concept refers to voter perception of exciting parties of emotional attachment to certain parties. Social content is something that is socially relevant, such as individual relationship with individuals, individuals with groups, or between human groups. In a poem, the form can be words indicating the activity of certain community. Psychology relationship with the science of communication may be almost the same as social psychology, because in this case communication study social events that occur with human performance and interaction in the environment. So it's clear that there is a close link between psychology and communication science, which is at the core of learning human interaction with the environment.
Psychology and mental health are related, right? Psychology offers various assessment and treatment options to those struggling with mental health issues. And I think psychology are there to improve an individual's quality of life and also prevent relapse and maintaining care. To do that, mental health use comprehensive psychological assessment that help identify and diagnose mental health issues and illnesses. Psychology and philosophy share the same root chart. Both of them study primarily about human beings. Although philosophy revolves around the human condition is, while the psychology tries to understand why the human condition is. If the human philosopher wants to investigate humans, I think he must know the symptoms of human action. Philosophy of humanity will be very lame and perhaps far from the truth if it doesn't pay attention to the psychological result. With the help of psychology, I think teachers have understood that learning abilities are different for every child, Educational psychology is a branch of psychology that deals with human learning. It is concerned with studying emotional, cognitive, and social learning processes and using that knowledge to aid in better learning.